Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a personal Q&A video answers segment. First question, Trev, do you even lift? Answer. Right, so as always, I like to kick off the Q&As with kind of a funny type question. So I felt like that one was a good one for this one. And in all honesty, I used to work out like crazy in my early 20s. At one point, my arms were about 17 and a half inches, which was about the biggest they've ever been. That was when I was, working out like 5 days a week, weightlifting all the time because I love to weightlift. And I would bench, I don't know, I could probably do around 240, 250, all the way down, touch the chest, and up with a spotter without too much trouble. But that was then, and this is a lot of years later, and actually your testosterone levels, they do dip after the age of 23. So at 23, they're at their peak. It's the easiest to put on muscle. You've got the test there. You don't have to take any boosters or anything like that, and you can really add on a lot of muscle without a lot of trouble. And you always feel like working out too because you got a lot more testosterone. Like me, I'm getting close to 30 now. I'll be 28 soon. And your test levels do dip and it becomes harder and harder. Plus, you're going to be working on stuff more at your job and things like that. So it becomes more difficult too. With me, I mostly work on the channel. The channel is my main focus when I'm not working. The channel, my house, and then if I have extra time, spend with Jess or whatever, and then on top of that, then I will work out. But unfortunately, I just got too many other things, and they do take priority. Working out is good for you, and it's fun and everything like that. But it isn't priority over the channel. Even though you might think it is, it's not. The channel really has done a lot of amazing things for me in my life, and I don't want to get into that, but believe me, priority is to work on the channel and to make videos. At least I try to do a video every day, so that's pretty much what I do. And in terms of the working out stuff, I won't talk about it anymore too much because I've touched on this in other Q&A videos in the past a lot, and I used to be a lot more into it than I am now because I'm so restricted for time now. It's very, very difficult for me to lift weights on a regular basis. Also because my basement flooded, and that's where I had my bench press and all my weights, so I had to move them outside while it was getting redone, so I had to stop for a while. And right now my arms are a little bit over 16, about 16 inches, something like that, 16 and a little bit. So still not too bad, especially considering I don't even weigh 180. So that's pretty good for that size. So anyway, that was the first main question. The next one is this is always the fun one. People always like to hear me talk about high school. I've done a video just talking about high school by itself. It could be because I have a lot of high school viewers, or just because it's a funny time in people's lives. It is an interesting time, I think, compared to the rest of your life. It's a very unique time. There's really no other time that is like high school than high school. So this other person asked, was I popular in high school, or was I a popular kid? I went through a weird time in high school where every kid deals with it differently, but for me personally, with my hormones and stuff, I became really depressed in high school. I was not a happy person. I didn't really like to. Everything sucked. I was one of those kids. When you get everything's one of those kids that everything sucks for you. Everything is just gay. Everything sucks. You hate it all. I don't mean gay as in gay. Sorry, any viewers that are actually homosexual. No offense, but because I do have some, by the way. But everything sucks when you're at that age, and it depends on your hormones and that kind of stuff. But for me, I was one of those depressed high school kids that just hated everything. Life sucks, and I just don't want to wake up in the morning and go to this stupid crap. One of those kids. So I wasn't much into the socializing thing until I got to near the end of high school, and then I really started to socialize a lot, and I would consider myself to be, I guess, popular. But you got to be a happy person if you want to be popular. You have to be nice to people, and I wasn't very nice to people. I didn't get picked on at all. I can only think of maybe once or twice, maybe a couple times when I got picked on, but that was it. I'm not people see the action figures and they get these crazy thoughts in their heads like stereotypes. People are so stupid with stereotypes. As soon as they see something like that, they've got you all figured out. When they don't know anything about you, as soon as they see something like that, oh, he's a Walking Dead geek, he loves collecting comic books and action figures, they got you stereotyped. But actually, no, I'm very athletic too, and I was really good in gym. I took gym every year. Was always one of the best athletes in my class in gym, but I didn't stay for any sports because I actually was working in high school. I used to deliver newspapers in the morning for an hour and a half before I would go to school. So my dad, he kind of taught me how to work hard beforehand, and I'm glad he did because that's what I do on YouTube. You know, I get done my job and then I'll go make videos like today, for example. So it was a really good skill to learn to work extra like that, and I'm glad I got into that versus, you know, playing a organized sport or something. You know, I'm really glad I just started working because you got to work your whole life, and it's good to get started as soon as you can if you can find something. If you can find somebody that will give you a job when you're at that age. It's hard to find a job. So if you can get one, go for it and work hard when you're younger because you'll be working your whole life. It's good to get conditioned and get used to hard work. Especially when you do crappy jobs when you're younger, you appreciate other jobs later. Like if you work for minimum wage at fast food or something, it really makes you appreciate a good job later when you get paid better and you're older and you're educated and all this kind of stuff. Where you just find a job that you like doing, even, you know, versus doing a crappy, you know, some kind of job that you don't like. And a lot of us have to start there when we're in high school. But no, I wasn't a class clown either. Actually, the funny thing is, if you would have considered, like, you would look in the yearbook for who was the most likely to become famous or something like that, there's no way I would be anywhere near that thing. But I guarantee you more people know me than anybody else who ever attended my high school. Guaranteed. Absolutely. So that's a funny thing that occurs. But, you know, I mean, sometimes life plays, you know, life is interesting. It's weird sometimes. But no, I wouldn't consider myself to be a popular kid. I was too depressed and miserable most of the time. And I was too much of an asshole to everybody. Anyway, next one is somebody asked me to review The Mist. That's not a bad suggestion. I will look into that. Apparently it's by Frank Darabont. And yeah, so maybe that's something I could look into reviewing later. I think it's an older movie, right? I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Another person asks, how many action figures do you have and which one is your favorite? That's a good question. I have over 1,000 good ones. I probably have a total of about 1,200, 1,300 action figures, something like that. I know that's a lot, but I've been collecting for like 6 years. So, you know, and I used to be really into it when I lived at home with my parents. I had a lot of extra money, and I was not as responsible as I am now, you know, having my own house and stuff. So I would blow a lot of money on figures. Just buy and buy and buy. And some people do that all the way through their lives. Consumerism, it's a big problem in our society, people overbuying and not preparing for emergencies. So I don't buy too many nowadays. I really am careful, but back in the day, I used to buy tons. There was years when I would spend thousands on action figures and just random stuff, you know, just stuff that I didn't need. It's totally unnecessary, but I do enjoy it. So about that, 1,200, 1,300 good ones. And let's see, so the second part is which one's my favorite. I do like my Walking Dead figures here. The Shane's really cool, he's right there. The Rick's really cool. You can see reviews of all these in the channel. So there's some of my favorites. In terms of which ones are here, there's really none others that are here. I got a Justice League set up right there. I don't know how well you can see it. And then an X-Men set up over here. Batman. And then there's Dragon Ball Z at the bottom. This side, you wouldn't be able to see it. And the other side, just some random stuff. But my favorite figure would have to be the Hot Toys 1989 Batman, Michael Keaton Batman. Look that one up if you guys are interested in seeing. It's the best figure ever, in my opinion. It's like my childhood. The essence of my childhood, Batman 1989, Michael Keaton, wrapped up in an action figure. It's perfect. It's a Hot Toys 1989 Batman. So that's my favorite one ever. Let's see. Okay. Next question is, am I religious? No, generally not. And also not really supposed to talk about that at all on YouTube, so I won't get into that. Next question after that is... someone says, keep doing, or not really a question, more of a comment, keep doing Helix reviews. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys are into Helix, if a lot of you really like Helix, I may start doing a, you know, episode by episode review because I think it's a great series, a really great show. It's kind of got the zombie type thing, but in a more interesting way, and it's really got a lot of that science cure type of scenario in a TV series, and it's really high quality, really well done. So definitely, if you haven't checked out Helix, check it out. If you have, let me know if you want to see me do weekly reviews of it. Next is another comment. You should watch The Following. I did a review for the premiere of The Following. Check my channel for the for last season. If you want, just type in The Following in the search. You'll find my review of the premiere. I think it's a great show. Really good. I like Kevin Bacon. He's awesome. So really good show. And last one for this video anyway, because I know I'm going on like almost 10 minutes now. Do you think Mob City could rival The Walking Dead? Well, it looks like Mob City is actually not even going to get a second season. I personally thought that Mob City was amazing. I really enjoyed it. There was the second episode really screwed it up because I think a lot of people watched the second episode and they didn't come back for the rest. And the third, fourth, fifth, sixth episode were amazing, man. I mean, like amazing episodes with John Bernthal in there, Frank Darabont. Just killer show, man. And the unfortunate part is almost nobody watched it. It only got like 1 million or a couple million views per episode. It was on TNT, which doesn't pull that great of ratings compared to AMC and a lot of other networks. And it doesn't sound like it's going to get renewed to me. I haven't heard anything about Mob City getting renewed for a second season. I wish it would, but I don't think it's going to, unfortunately. I think it's the one season miniseries type thing and will be forgotten about very quickly, unfortunately, just because it didn't have that exposure. It's funny sometimes how an idea can sound so good, but yet it just doesn't work at all. And unfortunately, Mob City, I think it's one of those. I think it's just the market. TNT's the wrong station for it to be on. Those noir type 50s shows. There's been a lot of stuff like that recently with movies like Gangster Squad and so many others from that era. People are just not really interested in that type of a story. I thought it was amazing and I was really interested to see some more episodes, but I think it's going to get canceled because it hasn't been renewed yet, as far as I've heard. And I've been searching a lot. Every week I check and I don't see anything, man. So sorry to say. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the personal Q&A. I don't want to go on too long. If you guys have any others, you want to ask questions, feel free to do so below in the comments and I'll take them into consideration. But I've done a few personal Q&As and I feel like through those videos I pretty much said everything I want to say in terms of personal stuff. So I'll stick to specific Q&As like Walking Dead TV series or specific topics I think in the future because I just get the same questions over and over again in the Q&As. Just look back to the older ones if you want to hear more because I've talked about it before in those videos anyway. So that's pretty much it for this one. If you guys stuck with me all the way through and you're still watching, thanks very much. I hope you found that informative and enjoyable and kind of fun on a personal basis to get to know me a little bit more. And like I said, if you're interested to hear more about me, you can check out the other ones too. Some of them are a lot more in depth. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.